Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and today I'm making a matching box for the previous box that I made a few weeks back that holds the lovely hand cream from Oriflame. I've now made a matching soap box. This is the box here. I made this one a bit tight, so when I adjust that, I've just forgot to move my measurements out. So it's the matching bar soap Love Margaret. It's really gorgeous. I think it's still available if you fancied it. The link will be down below. But I made this video already, but I couldn't show it to you because I left my computer on mute, so there was no chat at all, and I just come about going through the editing, so I'm making it again. This is the one I made in mute. The papers are the Bright and Cheerful, Bright and Beautiful. And I used the Country Bouquet for the Happy Valentine's. I'm making these for the kids to give to their mummies. So another bar of soap in there, even though it's not that actual colour. This one will go the skip for my mother-in-law, so that's them covered. I'm going to make another version of this in the blues for the other wee boy to give to his granny. So we're going to start. What you need to start with is, I'm going with Azure Afternoon, you call this lovely paper. Again, this is the same paper set, Bright and Beautiful 6x6 designer series paper. Lots to choose from. What you need for your base of the box is a piece of card, 5 1/4 by 10 inches, okay, and then for the lid you need one at 5 1/4 by 5 inches. Then to decorate you need 2 strips at 3 inches by 4 1/4 and 2 for the sides, and they are 1/2 inch by 4 1/4, and then you need cut 3 strips at 1/2 inch, 6 inch long, just from your sheet of paper. So it's like a sheet and a half does you to decorate it, and you need 2 sheets unfortunately of card. You'll not use the full 2 sheets, but you do need it. So we're going to start doing our scoring first on our card and get started here, and hopefully everything will be working. I'll have no trouble. I think my sound is up. Just going to double check that. Yes. So let's go for it. We're going to start with the base, as I said, and you want to score it at, on the long side, at 4 1/2 inches and 5 1/2 inches. Turn it round and we're going to score it at 1 inch and 4 1/4 inches. And that's that one done. And then get your smaller one for your lid, and you want to score it on the long side, which would be 5 1/4. Now before you do any scoring, slide it out. Just slide it out a fraction. Score it at, where are we? 1 inch. Stay steady from a place. Whoa! 1 inch. I always slip when I'm doing that 1 inch. Spin it round to the opposite side, and again bring it out from your edge and score it at 1 inch. And then do the same again. Slide it out a wee fraction. Make sure it's butted up nicely and slid out, and scored at 2 inches. Spin it round to the opposite side. Again, keep it out a wee bit and go at 2 inches. And that's your scoring done. So we can decorate it at this point and then let our papers dry. So you're going to stick your 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches that you cut, and just stick those in place. Don't stick your side ones on. Well, you could. No, don't stick them on just yet. Do that and I'll come straight back to you. So before you go sticking these on, decide which one's going to be your front, and make sure that you leave this as your outside, so that your make sure your stripes are kind of running. That they match there better. No, it'll not matter where we go. So at the minute they're both the same, but you want to make sure that you're going to push these to the outside to cover the other one. and you want them in the centre. I know there's a gap there, but I'm going to explain that to you when we get to that part. So you should have 2 of those at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch. Oh, don't let me make mistakes, please. I do not want to have to repeat this video again. It's been one of those days full of bits of bad news and disturbing stuff. And my head's all over the place. So, okay, that's where we are now. With those all stuck in place, make sure they're nicely lined up at the top. So that's your 2 pieces, and we're going to attempt to score this and hope my glue does not misbehave. Just keep an eye on your bits if you've used the same glue as me, because they are inclined to misbehave, alright. So just score that. Bring the next one up, score that. And then you want to do your long ones. Just keep an eye on that. And then we're going to do a bit of chopping in. So we're only cutting these 2 parts here. So just slice it in, and you can take a wee bit off that because you don't need it. Slice it in. And the same at the other side. So now we're ready to build this up, and as I say, this has to be your front. So you're going to put that in, that up, and this one's going to come last, and cover that up, and it gives you your lovely sides, like so. So we'll start with the wee centre piece here and use the stronger Tomboy glue. Just make sure it's butted right down on your worktop so that you know it's all standing nice and straight, like so. And then this one is going to go across there and cover your sides. So you want to put glue up both of these sides. So just let it sit into itself. Make sure you're happy with it. Both sides. And that just gives you a nice wee box shape. So because these flaps are coming to the back, we want this part to be our front. And you can run inside there with your, where are you? Your big bone holder, just to, bone folder, to make sure that it's taken well. It doesn't come apart on you. So that is the box ready for the soap, or whatever else you want to put in. You can put anything in there. We'll want to move on to our lid. So the lid we're going to sort of fold up. I'll just show you. It's going to be like so, sitting on top, but we want our stripes going down the side. The only one I can put on at the minute is the wider one. So take one of your 1/2 inch strips, and we're going to put some glue on it, and then we're just going to trim them off rather than try to tuck them in, because it'll only catch every time you go to open it. It was different on the other box. It worked well, but this time put it central in your between the broader band there, running this way obviously, and just give it a good press. Just make sure you're happy. I never get these things straight. I know it could take time and mark it, but I'm running out of patience with this one today. So we just trim it off, and that is us. So we're going to do our scoring now. Probably should have scored that before I've trimmed it, just in case it changes length. You're folding that. Leave it long until you get to this stage, and then trim it after you've done your scoring, just to make sure you don't shrink it. Seems okay. So again, we're going to cut in the 4 sides. And we can trim off a bit there too. Right. So we're nearly ready. We're not going to put any more bits onto it at the minute. We're keeping those to one side. This will now close up like so, and one of them is going to face forward, one of them is going to face back. In fact, I'm putting one in between. That wee flap is going to go in between. So it gives it just one flap showing at the top, which I think is slightly nicer, isn't it? So it'll be long, short, long. And that's the way it's going to sit, like so. And then we're going to do our finishing bits and match it up to that. So at this stage you want to maybe put glue on these two on the inside. And again, stand that up. One on the inside, the shorter one on the outside. And just try and make sure you're up nice and straight. You can set that over your box at this stage to make sure that everything's looking. Now you will be short, you will be slightly short there, but don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It saves you having to cut more pieces of card to make that slightly wider there, and it just knocks everything off, and no, it's not worth it. So you want to make sure that your run is going the same on the front and on the base. So you know everything has to face back this way. So we're just going to put glue on this one. In fact, we'll put it on this one just to make sure. So just fold that over, make sure you're happy, top and bottom. And then we're going to do the same on this side. Fold it over. And you'll see, because you've went out, you'll have a nice wee slipping box. Shouldn't be any problem with it. Now, for this piece that we need to go over the top, 6 inches isn't long enough to cover that in one fell swoop. So we have to do it in 2 pieces. So we're going to put that right down, and we want to line it up with this here. So we're just going to stick that to there and then work our way around. So I'm actually using this other glue because we don't actually need that one to be so strong. So I'm just doing up the side first. Try and get our stripes running half decent. That one's okay, isn't it? And just line it up with that so it's all nicely coming up. And you can sweep that round with your finger just. And then we're going to chop it off in the center, just about there. And put your other bit of glue on. Make sure it goes straight the way you want it. Like so, and we're going to do the same then the other side. So let's see what matches best. That's not so bad. Ugh, messy. So just make sure it's taken and you're nice and level. And then we're going to fold it over. And chop it off. So don't worry about these two joints. They don't have to be perfect or anything because we're going to cover them with our bow. Ugh, this is not staying put. It's the worst about my slippy glue. Yes. Luckily enough it does rub off like this if you get it before it dries. So again, another wee bit of glue. And try and get them to line up. I'm making this look really hard, but it's actually not. I think I just have no patience left. Okay. And okay. So make sure it's all well stuck down. And this is our front because of the nice finish. So on the front I was going to go again with the Happy Valentine, which is the Country Bouquet set. And what colour should we go with? I think we'll go with just the Berry Burst again. Simply because it's sitting here in front of me. So stamp it onto one of your scraps. Chop it off. And then we're going to put it onto a nice wee piece of the matching card. And just chop that off. Could do a trim on that. Just trying to get a wee slither off this. Get a bit tidier looking. So that will go here. And we'll just add it. Can't believe I had to make this again. Right, make sure that's the back. So make sure you're at the right position with your nice fold showing back and front, and put that in the center. And so you could fill this with sweets or something if you hadn't, so just make sure your bits are sticking. And down there we want to go with the heart, just like we did the Country Bouquet. Heart punch is still available, so we're going to put that there, and we'll want to go in with a piece of the paper. So just slide it in where whatever colour you'd like to go with. Just bottom. I think I'd like some blues in it. A bit of blue there. Cut that into a strip, you won't have to waste as much. So that will just sit in here. I think I'm going to flip that over, so the two ends, and just put that on with a bit of dimensionals. Oh, come on. And we're just going to stick this flat. And just park it in there. And then we're just going to add a ribbon. So I think I'll go with the matching ribbon, the Azure. This is the 3-pack of sheer ribbon, and you get the Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly. If you haven't got one of these bow ties, just use the bunny ears technique or cardboard or whatever you use yourself. Put good and tight. And then you want to put it on with a large glue dot. Excuse me. Just make sure you have your bow nicely positioned before you plonk it down. And it's going to cover these things at the top, which gives it a nice wee finish, and nobody will ever know that you had to join it. So that is our box is finally complete. You would not believe the hours that I have spent on this video. Really and truly, but we're there now. So there's the two for the soap bars, and I'll trim off my ribbons, tidy that up a bit, but they're not too bad, and I think you could easily fit like wee chocolates or something nice for your mummy, whatever they're into, you know, find something that fits it. So hopefully that has recorded properly and you're now watching it, and I'll catch us all again soon. Bye.